For my 8th grade biography project, I did Howard Hughes, and the book I read was Howard Hughes' His Life in Madness by, I can't remember his name. Oh, Harriet B. Steele and someone else who helped. What got me interested in Howard was the fact that he was involved in numerous business ventures throughout his life, and I love it when people are successful in more than one thing and not just one, that they can actually do other things. Howard Roper Hughes Jr. was born on December 24th, 1905, and died on April 5th, 1976, at the age of 70. Throughout his life, he broke numerous airplane speed records, such as the land speed record, the new transcontinental speed record, which he broke twice, the first time from Lindenberg and the second time from himself. And then he also set a new around the world record, which cut it in half, and people were amazed, and he got a lot more popularity than he actually wanted because he was shy. He also produced and directed various movies, such as Two Arabian Nights, which won an Academy Award. He lived most of his life without his parents because by the age of 19, they both had already died. His mother on March 29th, 1922, and his father January 14th, 1924, both in Houston. When people think of Howard Hughes, they think of him as a reclusive billionaire shut-in who went crazy at the end of his life and was addicted to codeine and other types of drugs. But that's not entirely true. He also pioneered into aviation, technology, and transportation. In aviation, the cockpit controls he put into his H-1 are still used today in smaller jets, and the hydraulic system he implemented in the Spruce Goose is still used in like T-17s and bigger commercial aircraft. In technology, him and his company, the Howard Hughes Aircraft Company, which he made himself with his father's money from his father's company. They were already making an electronic tracking system, which they were trying to implement into missiles. And when the military wanted it, they were that one step ahead of everyone else. So they landed the contract and started supplying the U.S. with it. And it's still used today. It's a lot more advanced than it was because, of course, it was in like the 60s. But it's still the basis of it is still used today. And transportation, he was the first to utilize the pressurized cabin in the commercial aircraft, which means that they could fly at higher speeds and higher altitudes with maximum comfort because they had people pass out and get nauseous because they had to fly lower speeds, and it just wasn't very comfortable, and more people started going on aircraft after that because they wouldn't have any troubles. My big takeaway was that God can use someone who isn't necessarily Christian or someone who isn't all there to do things great, and he influenced people to build on what he started. And I would recommend the book because it hit on a lot of key points in his life, but I wish he would have gone to his defense contracts a little bit more because it never mentioned what he did with the helicopter. He made it to where he innovated the little leg sticking out to where it absorbed most of the energy, so when they crashed, it wasn't as severe, or when they landed, they didn't have like a big jolt, and sometimes would get people whiplash. Any questions? Sophie.
What was the name of the book again?
Howard Hughes, His Life in Madness.